What's going on, everybody? I'm back. Krazy Dawg back with another Krazy Dawg After Dark live stream for you. Now, you may be asking, Krazy Dawg, what's Krazy Dawg After Dark? Well, for me, it's streams that I do after like 10:30 at night, 10:30 or later, or 10 o'clock or later, because usually these streams are either just me coming on here to BS with the people, or on the rare occasion, there are game streams. Like Indians, they were supposed to, of course, go to Seattle this year. Of course, they were supposed to, I believe, head out to San Diego and LA. We would have been doing a lot of traveling this year. But as you know, things have happened and things changed. Now, in this specific live stream, I'm going to talk about the Indians' recently released 60-man player pool for the 2020 season. Now, in case you don't know what the heck this is essentially the Indians' 40-man roster with another like 20 players. Now, one of our beat writers, Zach Meisel, pretty much summed it up nicely. He said the opening day roster will be consisting of 30 of these players, and it will decrease from 20 to 28 after 2 weeks and 26 after another 2. And that 26 will stick around for the rest of the season. And here's another thing. If you release somebody from this player pool, which would be essentially DFAing them, they can't bring them back. Yeah. Now, one big thing about the Indians player pool is that they have only 55 players. So they have 5 spots open. And another one of our beat writers, Mandy Bell, asked Chris Antoinetti, what are they going to do? Well, Antoinetti said that they expect to fill those spots. Now, they could do it internally with prospects. And yes, guys, in case you're wondering, they can include the kids that they literally just drafted. I think the A's and probably the Tigers are going to be including those kids that they literally just drafted. So Soderstrom and Torkelson, I'm guessing, will be in the 60-man player pool. So there's a chance that they will play in a major league game. Now for the Indians, let me see for our draft class here, because I never did talk about our draft class. Of course, with our first pick, I believe we took Carson Tucker. And yes, that is the brother of Cole Tucker. We took Tanner Burns in the competitive balance round. We took Logan Allen. Yeah, we have 2 Logan Allens on our pitching staff now. He's a lefty, just like our Logan, the other Logan Allen. And I believe he's from Florida too. Huh, nice. We took Petey Halpin, a outfielder. We took a shortstop, Milan Tolentino in the 4th round, and then right-handed pitcher Mason Hickman in the 5th. There is a chance, don't be surprised, if a couple, maybe 1 or 2 of our rookies are put on that 60-man roster. Don't be surprised. Now, looking at the roster right now, I mean, there's nothing that looks, crazy, I mean, looking at the pitching staff, it's pretty much the same. Of course, Logan Allen's still there. You have Shane Bieber, of course, Carrasco, Adam Simber. You have Aaron Savali, who was a beast last year. Of course, without Kluber, he stepped up huge. Then you have, of course, Mike Clevenger, who was actually supposed to miss time originally, but thanks to the stoppage, he's fully healthy. Same with Carrasco. Then you have Anthony Gose, okay, and then we have Brad Hand, of course. Yeah, can't forget about him. We have Cam Hill. We have James Hoyt. You have James Karinchak, who came in late in the year in September and pitched really well. You have Dominic Leone. Yeah, Phil Matan, who we signed as like a free agent kind of thing, minor league free agent last year. He was all right. He wasn't too bad, you know. Uh, we have Scott Moss, one of the pieces that we brought in the Bauer trade. I expect him to make some noise either this year or next year. He's probably going to find his way into the bullpen, maybe at some point this year. You have, of course, Oliver Perez, Mr. Reliable. You have Zach Plesac. You have Adam Plutko. You have Jeffrey Rodriguez, Nick Whitgren, and Hunter Wood. That is our active pitching staff right now. Of course, there is like some players that will be like on the alternate roster as well. But yeah, that is pretty much our like main roster when it comes down to it. Catcher, it'll be Sandy Leon. I guess his nickname is the only active Hall of Famer, according to Jared Karadas, who is a blogger for the Boston Red Sox. He also works for Barstool. Really cool dude. Yeah. We have Roberto Perez, who is going to be our starter, and Bo Taylor. Infielders will be Christian Arroyo, who we brought in last year, didn't play at all, I think because of injury. Yul Chang, I like to say Yul, from the Soldier Boy, someone crank that, Yul, yeah. I am you. No, you are you. I am you. No, you are him. No, I am you. Okay, that's cringe. Mike Freeman, if that sounds familiar, yes, he was here with us last year. He actually did pretty good, and then you have Cesar Hernandez, King Cesar. I'm going to have some really dope nicknames for some of these guys. King Cesar. Yeah, from the Phillies. Of course, Kipnis is gone. We bring in King Cesar. We have, of course, Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, and Carlos Santana. You know what's funny? I remember when Carlos Santana was a catcher when he first came up. Damn, those were good old days. Man, dude, I'm glad he's a first baseman now. He's come a long way since then. Same thing with Cookie Carrasco. I remember when he was with us at first, and he was not good at all. Oh my God, he wasn't trash, but he was bleh. He was meh. He was like mediocre. He's like whatever. Wasn't that good. Spent some time in the bullpen. Now he's a freaking ace. Not to mention, his battle with cancer. So looking at the outfield, and oh my God, this outfield. No Puig, in case you're wondering. Greg Allen, Jake Bowers, Delino DeShields, one of the only pieces that we got for Corey Kluber. I remember when that trade was made. I think I did a stream for it. It was right before a Browns game. The whole time that trade was being announced, I thought we're probably going to be getting a nice haul for him. Maybe a couple pieces. No, we only got 2 pieces for him. That's it. I mean, the Rangers didn't really have a whole lot to offer in their farm system. Maybe because the injury, we didn't want to give up. They didn't want to give up too much. But I don't know. For a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, that's all we got. I mean, dang, son. We could have gotten more from other teams, but the Angels, I heard, were interested. But no. We could have gotten probably Joe Adell or something. Who knows? That would have been dope. But no. And by the way, the other guy, Emmanuel Clase, he's suspended. Yeah. The main piece of that trade is suspended, I think, for the whole season, essentially. It was originally 80 games, so he would have been gone in half the year. I think he would have been close to coming back by now. But, of course, right? Of course. Wow. Who else do we got here? We got Daniel Johnson, who came over in the Yan Gomes trade. Have yet to see him in the majors. Jordan Luplow, Mr. The lefty killer, I guess. He's lethal against lefties. I remember he played against some dude from the White Sox, and it seemed like he hit a ding-dong every freaking time he faced him. It was crazy, but I loved it. We also got him in the Eric Gonzalez trade. Yeah, we traded Eric Gonzalez to the Pirates. for Jordan Luplow and someone else who I cannot remember because he honestly was not that good. That was, of course, Lindor was hurt last year, and the team, the way that team looked, I might even do a video or stream like when I talk about the opening day lineups and stuff. I might even talk about what our lineup looked like compared to last year because at the start, oh my God, that lineup stunk. Oh God. Yeah, we have Oscar Mercado, of course. We have Tyler Naquin, who again was supposed to miss a lot of time because of ACL surgery, but it looks like he'll be ready to go, possibly. Then you have Franmil Reyes, one of the big pieces, literally the big pieces of the Bauer trade, coming over from the Padres. And then we have Domingo Santana, one of our only free agent signings. And then Bradley Zimmer, Mr. I'm going to crash on the walls. This dude literally can't help himself. He always crashes into walls and barriers. Doesn't really help that he's low-key made of glass, too. But I mean, you know, if you're going to keep crashing into walls, man, you got to stop with that because that's how you hurt yourself. It's not really like he's made of glass. I mean, he just can't. He just has to stop hitting walls, running into walls. Now, that's our main roster. Those guys that I just named, that 40-man roster, that's the 40-man. Those players are going to be practicing or doing a spring training part 2 at Progressive Field. Now, we also have another 15 players who will be doing their spring training at an alternate training site, which is one of our minor league stadiums. I believe it will be the Lake County Captains. So you have some flamethrowers in the pitching staff. Gotta love that. Daniel Espino, you have Ethan Hankins and Sam Henches. Yeah, Espino and Hankins, especially Hankins. I know they can throw fire. Yeah. Then you also have Tristan McKenzie, who was once our like top prospect. He's been dealing with some injuries, but I heard he's looking good. You have John Carlos Mejia, Eli Morgan, Kyle Nelson, Nick Sandlin, who I heard is looking nice too. Catcher, you have Bo Naylor. He's like another top prospect of ours. You have infielders, you have Aaron Bracho, Bobby Bradley. Dude literally had like one homer, and of course, I think it was like the longest home run of the year for us last year. That dude, man, he's swung a lot at a lot of stuff, and he did miss a lot. But when he did connect that one time, oh God, that was lit. Then you have Ernie Clement, Tyler Freeman, and Nolan Jones. And those latter two, Freeman and Jones, are looking to be the future of the Indians in terms of the infielders. A lot of people are expecting, I think, Freeman to possibly take over for Francisco Lindor when he inevitably leaves. And then what's probably going to happen is when Nolan Jones comes up in like 1 or 2 years, Cesar Hernandez will be gone by then. They're going to move Jose Ramirez to second, his natural position, and move Nolan into third. And then you're probably going to have Tyler Freeman at shortstop. Yeah, that's the way it is. And then, like I said, Emmanuel Clase, he is suspended. So that is our 55-man roster. We'll see what the Indians do to fill up the other 5 slots. Like I said, they could sign some like out-of-town free agents. I know the Mets have been signing some guys. I mean, we'll see what we do. I'm sure we're going to fill up those slots at some point. But knowing us, we're probably going to fill them up with our own prospects. Like I said, don't be surprised if a couple of those slots are filled up by some of our legit rookies. Like, that'd be cool to see Carson Tucker playing. Could you imagine if Carson Tucker plays against his brother somehow? How crazy would that be? Now, of course, for that to happen, of course, Lindor would have to be out of the game. But yeah, that'd be funny. But that would never happen. I mean, it could happen down the road. Like, I'm talking like 5 or so years down the road. But not right now. If there was anyone that I think could come up, I'm looking at Tanner Burns from Auburn. Nice. Burns from Auburn, yeah. Pitcher, and Mason Hickman. They're both pitchers. That's kind of funny though. It's like we drafted two shortstops, an outfielder, and two pitchers. Wow. And yes, for the record, I did kind of want us to draft Blaze Jordan because that dude was hitting tanks at like 12 years old. That would have been great. But we don't sign guys like that. We don't draft guys like that. The last guy I think we drafted that could legit hit tanks is Tommy. There will never be another Tommy. That dude still has the longest home run in Progressive Field / Jacobs Field history. 511 feet. I don't think anyone's going to match that. Unless like Aaron Judge really gets a hold of one or something. But yeah, he only comes to Cleveland like once a year for 3 games or 4 games, whatever. But damn, bro, still can't believe that this dude literally hit a friggin' ball 511 feet. If I ever go to an Indians game, I'm gonna look for that spot where the ball landed, and I'm gonna take like a little short video and be like, dude, the ball went from there to here. Like that's a long way. Damn. But yeah, let's see what the chat's saying. If the chat's really saying anything. Oh, we got the chat popping today. Hopefully the schedule gets released. It should. And funny, yeah, he is. James Karinchak is coming to the roster. Yep. You. Yeah, I'm interested in what Domingos can do. The only bright spot for my Orioles this past season is when they won the season series against the Indians. Brandon Geyer, Max Moroff. Oh God. I wish we could have given Brandon a chance. Austin Jackson wouldn't be a bad signing if he's available. The Orioles thrashed the Indians last year, and that was the only bright spot that season. Do you remember that series? I mean, when you came here and we kicked your ass? Oh, no, I remember that. We played like garbage in Baltimore for some reason, man. Of course, and I remember that because Clevenger came back off of his injury and he got hurt, I think, again. I think he kind of re-aggravated his ankle injury. That was an ugly, ugly series in Baltimore. Then, of course, there was that game in Cleveland where it's like the Orioles just forgot how to play defense. I remember they tried to tag Lindor and they missed. Like, huh? Indians win in Central. Hope so. I mean, the Twins have to, say otherwise. Best team in the MLB. I mean, yeah. Y'all should have kept Puig. I mean, we can still bring him back, but with us bringing in Santana, I don't know. I'd love to bring in Puig again. It seemed like Terry Francona was the perfect guy for him. He was able to like tame him down a little bit. I mean, yeah, he was still out there doing his antics. Of course, one of the funniest things that Puig did last year was against the Twins. When this dude was running the third, he looked back at these guys and he legit waved at him. He waved to him. But I mean, there's one thing about Puig that I loved, and that was the fact that he had a cannon for an arm. If you try to run on this guy, you're risking it because he'll gun you down. Yeah, bungles. You already know. It's tough being an O's fan. I can imagine. Cameron May and Cameron Maben blew it for the Yankees that one day. I'll never forget that one game when we hit like 1,000 home runs against the Yankees last year. I don't think I streamed that game. Then again, I might have. I have to go back and look through my game streams. Occasionally, when I'm bored, I just watch some of my own game streams. Make myself laugh. Cameron Maben, at one point, he was on the Indians AAA team. And then I guess we got rid of him and he went to New York. Yeah. I remember when we had car. You know what? I'm actually going to look at this. All right. You want to know what's crazy? So let's take a look at the Indians 2019 opening day lineup real quick. Because we pretty much know what our lineup will look like this year. Of course, you'll have Perez, you'll have Hernandez, King Cesar, yeah, or Cesar Hernandez, yeah. Of course, you'll have Lindor, you'll have the usual suspects. But looking at last year's starting lineup, this is actually crazy. Here's all of our opening day lineups every year since 2000. Like, it's actually insane. Like, 2000, let's do it since Terry Francona came to town, essentially. Okay, let's see, where should I start? Let's start like 2007, the year that we went to World Series, the first year. Or we almost did. Martinez, yeah, Victor Martinez. We had Casey Blake, Josh Barfield, Andy Marte, rest in peace. Johnny Peralta, David DeLucci, Grady Sizemore, Trot Nixon, CC freaking Sabathia. And the DH was Hefner. No, our starting pitcher was Sabathia though. Sabathia was our opening day starter quite often. I love Sabathia. He was an OG. He was amazing, bro. He was lit. But yeah, he would actually be our opening day starter, and Hafner would be our DH pretty much every year on opening day from 2004 all the way up until 2012. I remember the Pronk bars too that they sold. Yeah, he had his own like little chocolate bar thing, I guess. But I'm looking at this thing on Baseball Reference, going through all the starting nines for the Indians over the years, and it's like you look at the freaking pitchers that we've had: Bartolo Colon, of course, we had CC, Jake Westbrook, oh god, legend there. Cliff Lee, amazing. You see Hernandez, and you're like, who's that? And you're like, oh yeah, that's Fausto freaking Carmona, aka Roberto Hernandez. This dude really went by some alias name. Like, bro, what? Are you kidding me? And then you had Justin Masterson, who I believe we got in the Victor Martinez trade. And then, of course, it was Corey Kluber for the past 5 seasons. And then for the first time since 2014, when Masterson was our starter, we'll have a new opening day starter. Opening day. Yeah, we'll have a new opening day starter. And most likely it'll be Shane Bieber. But like looking at the starting nines that we've had essentially since Tito came to town, we've had like Santana. He's been our catcher. He was our catcher for 3 years, and then it was Gomes for another 5, and now it was Perez last year, of course. And then Swisher was our first baseman. Yeah, we had Nick Swisher. Remember that signing? Oh God. And then Santana moved to first. That's where he's been ever since. Then you had Napoli, the whole party at Napoli's thing. That was dope. Then you had Edwin for that 1 year. And we honestly only signed Edwin because of Mike Napoli. I mean, not Mike Napoli, because of the Indians in 2016. Yeah. Because we were so good that year. We went to the playoffs, made a deep run, made all that money. We were able to sign Edwin Encarnacion. It's like, you made the playoffs and you went to the World Series. You made all kinds of money. As a reward, you can sign Edwin because you actually have money. Yeah, believe it or not, I think that was like one of the largest contracts we've dished out since we've been owned by the Dolans. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? He would be with us for 2 years. And then of course we traded him away, I think. Yeah, we traded him away, I think, for Jake Bowers. Right? No. Well, we traded him in the Jake Bowers trade. I think that got us Carlos Santana back. Yeah, and Yanni Diaz, of course, was with us for like a little bit too. Never really started much. He was all right, you know. Yanni Diaz was like a cult, was a fan favorite around here. You know, we loved him. Him and his humongous freaking biceps and stuff. You know, I mean, the dude's arms look like he could crush a watermelon when he flexes. It's crazy. Let's see what the chat's saying here. Anything else? Sup, David Lasagna, favorite YouTuber. Yeah, about the Cavs. Cavs are nice. Cavs aren't shit. Oh, wait. Aren't trash. No, he's not. No. 59 million. No. And he's playing. Why would we sign him for that much money? That's stupid. They actually did the Browns defense would be so much better. 59 million? No. That's how you know he's trolling. It would be believable if he put like 10 million. Dean Wade's 2-year, yeah, was converted to $1 million deal, and we signed Jordan Bell. No. He'll probably go to the Titans or the Cowboys or something. But looking at the Indians like starting nines from the past couple years, so much change. A whole lot of change. But you know one thing that hasn't changed? Who's been at shortstop for the most part? It's been mainly Lindor. You know, it's like you look at the shortstops that we've had since 2000. We've had Omar, Johnny Peralta, Asdrubal Cabrera, Jose Ramirez for like a year or two or whatever, right, for like a little while. Then Francisco Lindor came up, and I'll never forget when Francisco Lindor came up. I remember the whole entire year, 2015, we were pretty much begging the Indians to call up Lindor. And they finally did. And look what he is now. Now he's probably going to be traded or, you know, he'll be a free agent in a couple of years, which is really sad because, you know, we love him over here. We keep always, you know, pleading with the Dolans to sign Lindor, you bums, but they're not going to sign him because they're cheap. Everyone knows they're cheap. Even they know they're cheap. I mean, freaking, what was it? Paul or Larry Dolan, one of the Dolans literally came out and literally told the fans to enjoy him while he's here. You really said that. Enjoy him. You told us to enjoy him. Okay. So you're literally admitting we're not going to sign him. So just enjoy him while he's here. Okay. Enjoy him while you can. And knowing the Indians, they're going to freaking trade him like this year or next year. And yes, by the way, you can make trades this year in the MLB. In fact, we had a trade go down today. The A's traded Mateo, one of their prospects, to the Padres. That was the first trade in over like 100 some days, 200 days or whatever, since like February. It's insane. It's been like 100 some days since the last trade. Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be more. And one thing you're going to see a lot of is player to be named later and cash. That's all it's going to be. You don't want to have too many players moving around with this crap going around. Maybe like one or two players at most, probably. Maybe three, if anything. Speaking of which, I could see the Indians making a couple trades. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they're super aggressive this year or next year because maybe they're going to try to win while Lindor's here. Or maybe they figure, well, you know, we made a deep playoff run in 16 to sign Edwin. How about we make a deep playoff run this year, next year, or whatever, to sign Lindor? Right? Or how about you just sell the team to someone who's more richer than you and who would be more willing to sign Lindor? Huh? I don't know. I'm ranting too much, man. I can't be doing that. But looking at last year's starting nine, and it makes me want to throw up because you had freaking Perez at catcher. He was good. Santana at first, okay. You had Brad Miller. You know what's funny about this guy? We got rid of him when Kitness came back. This dude's like, they're gonna regret letting me go, something like that. Okay. Then you had Jose Ramirez, of course. Of course. Eric Stamets at shortstop. Jake Bowers in left. Leonis Martin in center. You had Naquin in right. And you had Hanley Ramirez. Yeah, we had two Ramirez's at DH. And of course, we've had so many different players last year. We had Ramirez. We had freaking Carlos Gonzalez. Dude hit like 2 homers with us the entire time. Hanley Ramirez, didn't do much of anything either. They were essentially stiffs. Like they were just, using up a freaking spot on the lineup. But what really killed me was we literally had Max Moroff, Stamets, and Brad Miller on starting rosters at times. Really? Yeah. This year's starting nine's already going to be better than last year. I can already tell you. Hopefully everyone stays healthy, so it'll be that way. Otherwise, who knows? But don't be surprised if at one point in this season, like the starting nine is completely comprised, made up of like AAA players. No, don't be surprised. Honestly, it'd be cool to see some of these like AAA guys, get some time out there. But I don't know. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna wrap this up now, guys. So it was a lot of fun to do this. I'll be doing this again at some point. But yeah, if the Indians make any like roster moves, like a trade or something, which I think they could make some trades. We'll see how they fill up the final 5 spots on their roster. If you had to ask for my prediction, I think they're going to look internally, unless they sign like some guys like minor league deals or something. I could see that too, but I think they're going to stick with internal options. But yeah, we'll see what they do. Let's take a look at the chat one more time. The Mets. I mean, whatever. I don't really care about the Mets. Jamal Adams. I don't really care. It's a good question. Yeah. The Phillies. I think they're actually going to be. I think they could win the NL East this year if they could stay healthy. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I've been going for over half an hour, and it's getting really late. So I guess the good news is you won't be seeing any Krazy Dawg After Dark game streams this year because we don't face anyone on the West Coast. We face everyone like in the Midwest area. The only time you would see us probably on late at night is probably like playoffs or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And oh man, July is almost here. In fact, we are probably less than just over. Yep, we're just over half an hour from the end of June, and what a June it was! And I'll tell you one thing: July is gonna be lit. Because if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is technically the official start of like baseball training camp 2.0. Like players will start reporting and stuff, and I think practices or like workouts and stuff officially start on Friday. So I could see the Indians signing some guys before. But yeah, when I hear about anything going down, if it's big news, I mean, if it's news like video worthy, I will make a video about it. Now, I will be doing another Indians live stream kind of thing when I get the schedule, which should be at some point, I'm sure. And then I'll be doing like my series previews and everything. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I can't wait for Browns training camp either. Of course, I'll have my training camp preview videos coming out. Those will be great. Can't wait for those. It'll be a lot of fun to talk about the Browns, you know. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this live stream, guys. And hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm Krazy Dawg 99. Let's go Tribe. Oh, by the way, let's go Cavs. Yeah, whatever. And I'm out.